Do you have that inner voice within your mind that is always doubting you, that is always criticizing you, and it seems perhaps a lot like how you grew up? Perhaps your narcissistic parents, your mother and your father, just doubting you and drilling all these negative thoughts and ideas within your mind, even though they're not even around anymore? That's what we're talking about in today's video. So hello everyone, my name is Autumn Asphodel and I am a coach to help you live your best life and find your true self. And today's video is about the inner voice of the narcissistic parents and how to remedy it, how to recognize it, and how to combat it. Also, be sure to check out the amazing CBD. I absolutely love CBD. This is the brand that I use almost every single day. Joy Organics CBD oil, which really helps with anxiety, it helps with stress. So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling stressed out, you can check them out, Joy Organics, and you can save 15% by using the code AUT15 during checkout. So enjoy the video. If you've grown up with narcissistic parents who abused you, belittled you, and abandoned you, then you likely have dealt with psychological problems since a young age that have persisted into adulthood. These problems seem to control your life, just like your parents once did. Even if you are out of your parents' household and perhaps have no contact with them, it still feels like they are controlling you in some way. What is causing this? This feeling you have that your parents are still in control over you and even sabotaging your life and success is the inner voice you still retain from your narcissistic parents. When we are young, we are highly suggestible, and thus the people that raised us and are around us the most become a part of our subconscious mind. When we are an adult, we will still have that voice within our mind and our parents sounding exactly like them, sowing doubt or even encouraging us depending on how we were raised. When our parents are narcissistic, when we are young, this voice becomes controlling and dominating when we become an adult. This voice becomes intrusive and limits us from leading a happy and successful life. We think we have escaped from our narcissistic parents, but they are still there, within our mind, causing even more harm than they did when we were young. Most people are completely unaware of this inner voice and don't correlate current issues with the past. However, both are tightly connected. If you listen closely to the voice, even if it doesn't sound like your parents, it may have the traits of your parents or resemble them in some way. Perhaps your mother was controlling and verbally abused you, while your father always put you down and made you feel worthless, like you were never enough. Does this reflect how your current life is? You will often find that it indeed is, since you may feel that you are not good enough or worthy. You may have a glimpse of success and feel you are undeserving, and even hear a voice telling you that you're not worthy. You may try on some nice clothes that make you look great, only to hear that you are ugly and worthless and that no one will ever love you. These inner voices are your narcissistic parents. Once you recognize that, then true healing can begin. Having narcissistic parents is one of the most difficult things that we can struggle with because we never feel as though we are loved and cared for by our parents. We are abandoned by them, we are made to feel worthless, and we never really amount to much when we were younger. So, that sticks within our mind. Even though we have grown up, perhaps we have left them, perhaps we don't even communicate with them anymore and they're not even around. Yet, it still seems like we're under their control. It's almost as if they put a spell on us, some sort of curse upon us, that we cannot escape their grasp, even though we are perhaps miles apart, or they may not even be around or you even communicate with them. Yet you're still under their control. So why is that? Well, it has to do with the fact that when we are younger, we are very suggestible. So when you're a young kid, all these ideas, all these thoughts, they enter into your subconscious mind with no effort whatsoever. It's only when you're an adult that entering things into your subconscious mind are more of an effort to actually do that. But when you're young, they just slip right in. So all those things that people have said to you, all those thoughts and projections that your parents put upon you and what they did to you, it all soaks into your subconscious mind. So you think then that you are worthless, that you are not going to amount to much based on what they have said. The first step is the recognition part. Second is to reprogram your subconscious. Perhaps you are already seeing a therapist and maybe it's helping to a degree, but if you are not drilling down to the core of the problems, which is your parents, then you will not make any progress. You have to be willing to allow yourself to be vulnerable and express how the past made you feel, letting out the negativity in an appropriate manner. Another key element is your reaction to this inner voice. Whenever you hear those words of negativity coming from your inner voice, what is your reaction? Often you'll find it brings you down as you succumb to it. You let the voice have control over you and determine how you feel. It's a voice from the past, but it controls you in the present and sabotages your future. Instead, you have to be willing to stand up to the voice and dominate power over it. You may hear it say that you are ugly when trying on new clothes, but dominate it and show you have power over it and say that you are beautiful, putting the negative voices in its place. You'll hear the voice make you feel worthless, but dominate, control, and prove to it that you are worthy of success. You have to be willing to stand up and make it clear. Be forceful and dominate the voice. There are no repercussions or punishments anymore since the voice is just that, a voice. It has no power or control over you. Rather, you give it power by listening to it. Make sure it is aware of that and put it in its place. In order to overcome the inner voice and dialogue of your narcissistic parents, you have to stand up to the voice and let it be known that you are strong and in control of your life, not some pathetic voice trying to bring you down. Your parents no longer have control over you, since you are a free individual. Let me know how this works for you. Have a great day. So how do you combat the narcissistic parents and all of the negative things that go through your mind? Well, after you recognize that it is indeed your parents, you have to overpower it. You know, when you're trying to be successful and you're doing something and you have that inner thought, I'm not worthy of this. Yes, you are. You are so worthy of so much success. You are a powerful person. Just think about all that you went through to be here today. If you were worthless, you would not be here today because you would not have been able to go through these narcissistic parents and be where you are today. The fact that you are still here today, that you went through all the abuse and abandonment from your narcissistic parents and you're still here, still fighting, still living, that is a sign of strength. And that's what you have to realize first, that you are an incredibly strong person. Now, maybe some of those voices right now, they're trying to fight back. They're trying to argue back, like, no, you're not. You can't be thinking that way. Overpower those voices. They're just voices within your head. They're not actually your parents. They're not actually anyone here. And even if they were your actual parents saying it, you are an adult now. They have no control over you anymore. You have to be able to stand up to them no matter what. Why are you going to let them control you? Why are you going to let them negatively impact you? You need to stand up and you need to fight for your own happiness because you deserve to be happy. No matter what they have done to you in the past, it's done and over with at this point. It's time for you now to let that all go and show them that you can be successful, that you can amount to so much greatness. Isn't it better to prove them wrong than it is to just dwell in their negativity and just be brought down by that? So prove them wrong. Show them that you can amount to so much greatness, and you will do that. I am a perfect example of this as well because I was brought down by a narcissistic family member, being brought down, being all this negativity, abandoned and not wanted. But guess what? I proved them wrong because I was able to be so successful with what I do and I was able to stand up. Now, while there are still times that you may still hear that and I still hear that and it brings you down a bit, I don't let that control me as I did before. Now I explore new opportunities and explore different things because I know that that's what would help me as opposed to like, no, I'm just going to back off of all this sort of stuff. So be sure to check out the amazing merchandise over at Asphodel Shop for some inspiring designs. I'm sure you'll find something amazing. Also become a member of $5 up and above to get early access to new content weeks and months ahead of anyone else. Also, be sure to get your CBD 15% off, AUT 15, Joy Organics. Amazing CBD. I take it every day and it's so wonderful for anxiety, stress, helps you sleep. Even if you have some digestive issues, that may be able to help you as well. That really does help. So be sure to check that out. Also, I'm really curious to hear what your thoughts are on this topic. So let me know what your thoughts are. You go take care of a great one, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.